Troops of the Nigerian Army have arrested Yoruba Nation agitators who attacked the Oyo State Secretariat in Agodi, Ibadan, the state capital, on Saturday. Now, the Army spokesperson, Onyema Nwachukwu, a major general, said in a statement on Sunday that the suspects were arrested clad in foreign military camouflage, with berets and armed with dangerous weapons. He also said troops responded swiftly upon receiving news of the attack by the group, which he said had invaded the location in buses and bikes. Now, just to give you, an idea or an overview before we invite our guest on the program to discuss this, is how all of this started. Now, this started first with something that looked like, a self-proclamation address. It was an address to these individuals, believed to have carried out this attack, and it was made by one Modukbe, that's Onitiri Abiola. She identified herself as the wife of the former businessman and a politician. That's talking about MK Abiola. Take a listen to what she said, or part of what she said.
Mo proclaim sovereignty, Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, ní èní ọjọ́ Jímọ̀, ọjọ́ kejìlá, oṣù kẹrin, 2024. Láti èní lọ, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba tiẹ̀.
I mean, what one would have automatically probably thought was a joke actually resulted in some individuals, which you see on your screen right now, engaging or trying to break into the government house and secretariat in Oyo State. Of course, they were met with resistance and arrested. We'll be keeping you up to speed, as regards this particular very, very, I call it unfortunate event that happened over the weekend in Oyo. But joining me to make a sense of all of this and discuss this further is Maxwell Adeyemi Adeleye, a self-determination activist and former spokesperson of the Ilana Oodua worldwide. Thank you for joining me on the conversation.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, let's start off with your immediate reaction to what happened over the weekend in Oyo State, precisely Agodi, where some individuals who identify themselves as Yoruba agitators, made an attempt to, invade some government facilities and proclaim the Yoruba Nation. What do you make of this?
Thank you very much. Self-determination is a right, and it is an inalienable right of every citizen, but due process must be followed. Any self-determination campaign that is based with violence is illegal. It's an act of terrorism. It's an act of state terrorism. So what those guys have done on Saturday, in my opinion, and I believe that is the opinion of all local citizens, from Southwest and Yoruba-speaking part of Nigeria. What those guys did on Saturday was an act of state terrorism. It was illegal, it was unnecessary, it was irrational, barbaric. So it was a disgrace to the Yoruba people. And it stands condemnable. It is actionable. It stands condemnable. So I want to say, without any fear of intimidation or ill wound or any harassment whatsoever, that it shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened.
Okay.
But like I said, I was Ilana Oodua, was a platform we founded, formerly known as Yoruba One Congress, and later we changed the name to Ilana Oodua. But the platform we founded to advance the establishment of the sovereign state of Yoruba. But unfortunately, I had to step down for some ideological reason. I had to step aside as a spokesperson of Professor Agodi, our leader, and Ilana Oodua.
Okay.
And it's because of reasons like this. Just two reasons. One, because of this same particular issue.
That's why you had to.
Issue.
That's why you had to leave the group.
One of the two reasons. Second reason was personal between me and Professor Adegboye. And this was the foundation of my exit for Ilana Oodua as a spokesperson, even as a member, because I will not engage in any part of legality, myopic thinking, rational thinking. This is a disgrace to the Yoruba people. Yoruba people all over the world, they are known for intellectualism, rational approach to issues, and it's quite unfortunate.
All right. I mean,
but Professor Banji Akitoye, created this monster, and I'm surprised he differentiated himself from the same boys, the same people, the monster he created.
You said, sorry, you said Professor Banjo Akindele. I'm sorry, I didn't get that name well. You said he created this monster.
I'm speaking on it. I believe I'm being watched all over the world now.
Yes.
I have no regret for that. He created this monster. Now I'm surprised he denied it, dissociated himself from it. He created this monster. And I'm start to be quoted. He created the monster. Now he's consuming him, he's dissociated himself at the age of 88. He could not even stand by the monster he created. We want him. When the monster grew beyond his control, he now started dissociating himself. This is not the first time he dissociated himself. He has been dissociating himself from this monster almost a year now. So it's not that it is the first time, but he created it. That's the fact. He created the monster. We want him.
Okay.
He felt we were jealous. He felt we were jealous of irrationality. What is there to jealous in this stupid action?
All right, we'll get back to you, but let's bring in. We'll get back to you, Maxwell. But let me invite Aare Oladotun Hassan, of course, who is the president of the Yoruba Council Worldwide. Now, Aare, thank you for joining me on the conversation. I believe, of course, you've been following our discussion. We, of course, gave an intro as regards what happened over the weekend in Ibadan, where a certain lady who identifies herself as Modupe Onitiri Abiola, she actually even said she's the wife of the late MKO Abiola, and she gave a speech, and the fallout of that speech resulted in some individuals who identify themselves as Yoruba agitators heading towards the government house, trying to take over before they were repealed. Of course, you will see footages there, amateur footages there that were captured when there was some sort of altercation or gun battle between security forces there and these individuals, and they were all rounded up and arrested. I'd like to know your immediate reaction as regards this particular event before we talk about the ideology and, of course, what next?
Yes, yeah. Well, to really answer your question, I believe we have to understand the genesis of how we got to the point of this tale of regrets. Just as Maxwell rightly said, I've always been at loggerhead complaining against this modus operandi of this so-called Yoruba Nation agitator or agitators or agitation, however the case may be. But what really happened on Saturday in Ibadan is a total illegality, is an act of terrorism, and it's seditious and it's treasonable felony, because the entire statement made by Onitiri Abiola is illegal. It's just like, it's like a coup. That's a coup to the state, and she needs to be arrested, prosecuted, and let that serve as a deterrent alongside anyone chanting this war song, because Yoruba land is not at war. We have a sense of dignity, we have a sense of responsibility as Omoluabi Yoruba, and for anything of such nature to happen, there is a lot of labor that needs to be, there is a lot of conversation amongst our hobas. We have the Oni of Ife, we have other principal leaders of thought. So it is not just this disgruntled set of people just using social media to push fables to their followers. and
Okay.
quite unfortunate and unreasonable. This young youth that they are using, this is not the first time. This is almost the third time or second time that this woman is orchestrating this illegality. And it's a shame that the entire family of Abiola do not call this woman to order. But the fact that Yoruba land has a lot of high-level intellectuals, what we are all doing is to create an egalitarian state. As the President Yoruba Council Worldwide, what we have been nurturing is restructuring, due diligent democracy, ensuring dividends of democracy is met by government at all times. And it is not to carry arms against the state. And we have won severally, including Chief Sunday Igboho. We have won all of them. Let's step down this your agitation. Let us have there are better ways to reason on the table. Don't behave like the way others might be behaving. Yes, we have seen the Biafran clamor. You have seen what Biafra cost. It cost over 5 million souls. So we cannot afford any war at the detriment of some disgruntled elements.
Okay, I'm sorry, Aare, but we need to go on a quick break. When we return, of course, we'll pick up from where we stopped. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Of course, you're still watching the conversation on New Central Television. We are discussing the agitation or the attempted, takeover of the government house in Oyo State that happened over the weekend in Nigeria, where some Yoruba agitators actually were trying to press on their quest for a free and, of course, independent Yoruba nation. I still have on the program Maxwell and Aare Oladotun Hassan, who, of course, have been with me on the program from the start. Gentlemen, thank you for hanging on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right. Let me, of course, go to you, Maxwell. I mean, a lot of people have been asking, who exactly is this woman in person of Modupe Onitiri Abiola? I mean, from the video she released, the best she gave is she's a Yoruba lady, the former wife or the wife of the later MKO Abiola. And I mean, that's pretty much, what, is known about her. Is she affiliated in any way with any of these groups, Yoruba groups? Has she been a prominent voice, in this particular quest?
No.
Who exactly is she? I want to start off with you, Maxwell.
Thank you very much. When I was the communication manager to Professor Akintoye and the spokesperson of Ilana, which was the umbrella body for the group, then Professor Akintoye introduced her that she's a widow of late MKO Abiola. He said, I never heard of her name. The last time I heard of her, I did a background check about her, and what I found out was on governorship aspiration on the platform of Accord Party in Lagos State, I think in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And she came with a package called Omilera Yoruba. So she is the head of that group, Omilera Yoruba, which was meant to conduct an opinion poll among 5 million Yoruba people. So this opinion poll was conducted for 5 million Yoruba people to sign a petition. And she told the self-determination groups that once we are able to get, the United Nations told her to go and get signatures of 5 million Yoruba people. So she organized an online poll for people to sign that petition electronically. That when 5 million people sign, she will take it to all Yoruba. That she already she enjoyed the support of over 30 top countries in the world, including the United Nations Secretary General. That if we're able to sign, get 5 million people, they will proclaim Yoruba Nation. And Professor Akintoye, a professor of history, for goodness sake, just accepted that shallow idea. People will tell my 7-year-old daughter, and 6-year-old daughter who ask questions.
But you keep taking a swipe. Sorry to interject. You keep taking a swipe at Professor Adebanji Akintoye.
I'm not taking a swipe now. You are talking which swipe? No individual is greater than the people lively. Our name is being messed. Look at I'm in London at the moment. Look at how people are messing me up. Oh boy, look at how your people are misbehaving. What are we saying? You say I'm taking a swipe.
Okay.
Nobody's taking a swipe of anyone. I'm not taking a swipe of Baba. I'm rather saying Baba made a commitment. Baba created this monster in One theory. Baba did not. Baba, that I know, is not associated with violence. He will never associate himself with violence. Baba that I know will never commit any act of illegality. He will never, Baba that I know will never go and will never sponsor hooligans and all that. But he created it. He established it. He constituted, Baba even constituted an interim national government, provided by this same woman. Baba launched everything for her. So this woman is claiming now that Baba is angry because he did not remit accounts, and she did not remit accounts of all the money she raised to Baba. That's why Baba is angry. But to me, which I believe is a blackmail. But the fact is that Baba, we want Baba, don't do this, but it has been done. Now, Baba is dissociating himself from a monster he created that has already gained the ground. Oh boy, he has to, we are in a mess. Those guys were lucky that they were not gunned down, honestly. But like Remy, Hassan, and Dr. Hassan said, this is not their first time. This is not their first time. You can't be committing an act of terrorism and say you have we have human rights. There's no human right in the spirit of terrorism. So I would just say, my opinion is that I think I will appeal to the government of Nigeria to create jobs. One, they start creating jobs, fighting unemployment in a very rational way. These people, all these guys are in diaspora. The people sponsoring these guys, they are in diaspora. They will just contribute 50 pounds. 100 people contributing 50 pounds. That's a lot of money. Okay? So they'll send it to these guys, and Nigerian government will not offer these guys anything. They are hungry. They are starving. There's hunger in the land, starvation, unemployment, poverty.
Okay, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to you, Maxwell.
Who want to launch their name? Who want to make name?
I'm going to come back to you, Maxwell. Interestingly, I'm going to come back to you. I want to go to Aare Hassan right now. But interestingly, you talked about, in a way, made reference to the caliber of people. You talked about employment and all of that. But interestingly, part of those that were arrested, one of them is actually a lecturer at an higher institution who did not express any form of remorse. Another one has, a repairer, handyman, who also said he believes in the cause. So the question right now is it about money or the belief in an ideology that is misaligned? I'm with you, Aare Hassan.
That is your opinion.
Okay, I think we lost Aare Hassan, connection with Aare Hassan, but let me...
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, can you... Hello?
I'm with you. Aare Hassan, if you can hear us, we are unable to actually hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. What really, it's quite unfortunate that the way and manner this ideology was indoctrinated was as a result of the total frustration, the heightened tensions, and the kind of scenarios we experienced under former President Muhammadu Buhari. We have to really lay the eggs the way it were, because there were a lot of frustration then. We were laced before our very eyes.
It appears like we are having connection issues with Aare Hassan. Are you back? Okay, let me stay with you, Maxwell, on this one. Now, you talked about government providing jobs and of course, creating that enabling environment. Is this particular case an issue of unemployment and poverty, or an issue of an ideology that has been taken maybe way too much overboard and is pretty much misaligned?
You know what? the Ilana Oodua that and the struggle that I participated, I joined and I actively participated was an ideological platform, very ideological. Okay, we were moving from Ado, Ekiti to Akure to Abeokuta, to Ibadan. We did a rally in all the 6 southwest states. It was when we got to Lagos that the Buhari government sent ammunition to us. We were very peaceful. We coordinated. It was after we had the one in Ibadan that Baba left to Kutonu. We were giving report to him. I was the Baba, all of them. We were organized, myself, Architect Jakiola, our then secretary and others. We were the one organizing the rallies. And right, let me tell you something. Did you hear of any act of violence throughout those spontaneous rallies that shook Yoruba land to its brim? No. So the present agitation has been hijacked. The agitation has been hijacked. The agitation we established and under the leadership of Professor Agitators has been hijacked.
Okay, how do you mean? You said the present architecture that you established has been hijacked. How? How has it been hijacked?
Oh, I've explained to you at the issue. I said, Baba brought this woman to come and work for her, and the woman proclaimed herself as the leader. That Baba doesn't know anything anymore. Meanwhile, Baba was the one who launched her, who endorsed her, who made her the head of, in fact, the de facto head of the women in the struggle, and someone you don't know. So now he has disgraced, he has destroyed the integrity of the agitation.
So I'm sorry, I might need to take you back a bit. Please help us understand what the original.
She has destroyed the integrity of the agitation.
Okay.
She has destroyed the image of the agitation. She has destroyed the integrity of the agitation. Okay, and like nobody will know the background story. What I've been reading in the media since Saturday, Yoruba Nation agitation. It's a shame. It's a shame. You spoke about this thing not being an act of poverty. No. How could and if that someone has a PhD doesn't make him or her educated. How could you carry one stupid Olode, put it in your body? Why did they disappear with your Olode? Why did they disappear in this 21st century? Please, let's be sincere. Let's say the truth. If you say the truth, you will die. If you don't say the truth, you will still die. So why not say the truth and you will die one day?
Okay, so
it's a shame.
I'm trying to understand. Sorry, Maxwell. I'm sorry, Maxwell, but I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. You said, in your intro statement that you used to be part of the Ilana Oodua, worldwide group, and that at some point, in terms of ideology, you couldn't relate with it anymore, and you had to pull out. What was the original intention or ideology, focus of the group?
The basic reason for pulling out is because of this madness. This madness. They said this madness. That's the truth. But, they said we don't know anything. Okay? Now, look at what is happening today. I'm surprised that people, the leaders, headers, who said we were jealous. How can I be jealous of gangsters? Illegality. They are not dissociating themselves from what they do. No, that is hypocritical. You don't send people to battlefront and not deny them. You send them out at the issue. Now they have grew beyond. That was how Boko Haram started. The Nigerian Army should go after these people. We don't want Boko Haram in Yoruba land. This was how Boko Haram started in the north. And they grew beyond the control of those who originated them, who established this guy, who founded these guys. Now they are monsters. Agitators established this thing. When they grew out of his control, he dissociated himself. Papa is not just dissociating himself from them. In fairness to him, he has been doing that for over a year now. But the fact is that he established them. They are his boys. They are his. The Nigerian government, we don't want Boko Haram in Yoruba land. We want to come to Nigeria and enjoy our holiday in peace. We don't want anybody to kidnap us. They should pick up these guys, arrest them, charge them to God, send them to jail, found guilty. Thank you.
All right. So, I mean, let's now talk about, in terms of justice right now and sanity, particularly for the Yoruba region. Now, a follow-up to this has it that some state governments, like Osun State, for instance, has actually ordered that government facilities, be, in terms of security, be beefed up and all of that. How do you think that this, I mean, groups, indigenous groups with genuine intentions, can be scrubbed off this kind of scandal?
I didn't hear you properly, please.
What way do you suggest that indigenous groups with genuine intention, I mean, by constitution, you have a freedom of association. However, in this case, it's treasonable felony because they try to attack and take over government facility. How do you think indigenous groups with genuine intention can be scrubbed off, from this scandal? Because it looks like right now, there's a blanket description saying, oh, these groups want to take over the nation.
I understand you now. I understand you now. I want to appeal to people like Dotun have been trying. We need to come out. Afenifere need to come out. Everyone need to come out. We need to unite together and even agree on what we want. I still stand on my ground. I support the Tinubu administration, but I still believe that Nigeria, to me, is not because Tinubu is president today. Look at these northern people. As their birthright. Just for the Department of CBN was moved from Abuja to Lagos. A Federal Airport Authority headquarters was moved from Abuja to Lagos. Look at what they did to Tinubu, messing him up, telling him, So we need to address, are we truly all Nigerians? So all of us in Yoruba now need to come together and have a common front. This is what we want. In my opinion, I would say if we cannot peacefully restructure Nigeria and return it back to the constitution, independent constitution of 1962 or 1983, through federal constitution, let's dissolve this amalgamation of 1914 peacefully. Senegal and Gambia, they were once together now, Abi, and today they are Senegal and Gambia. So please, we can peacefully depart. We still be West Africa brothers. We share trade, technology, education, everything together, like Nigeria. So, but forceful attack on government facilities, no. Not even for your state. Ibadan is symbolic to Yoruba people. Very symbolic. That is our headquarters. Agodi, that's where Awolowo was started. So we will not allow any miscreants to go and mess up the history created by Baba Awolowo.
All right.
The legacy of Awolowo. Never. Never. So, but like you rightly asked, my stand is that we need, all of us, we need to agree and address this fundamental principle of the Constitution of Nigeria.
All right.
The present Constitution of Nigeria is faulty. It's a fraud, in my opinion. It needs to be totally decommissioned. It's a fraud. This Constitution, look at it. As I speak today, the police post in my community in Ekiti is being controlled from Abuja. For what? We have truncated.
All right. Sorry, Maxwell.
If the governor of my state has no control over the highway is using his money to maintain.
There is the conversation around Maxwell. Maxwell, sorry to cut in, but there's conversation around true federalism, states having some sort of autonomy when it comes to making certain decisions. This borders around security, power, and quite a number of things. And these conversations have been in the works. But I want to bring in Oladotun Hassan right now. You are actually trying to land on your point before we lost connection with you. Would appreciate it if you can continue. And also what's your take on the idea of true federalism? I mean, and the unity, of that entity called Nigeria.
Well, interestingly, as a constitutional lawyer, I've always been at the agitation against the decree of the Salami decree, just as Maxwell has just admitted. But there are a lot of issues that are bedeviling our democracy. We are not truly a democratic state. we are more a pariah, trying to tilt towards democracy, because we are either jostling on the premise of our ethnic rivalry, religion, and political hatred. These are really eating deep into our barrels, and it's very unfortunate that the 2023 election that just passed by was just a litmus test about how much inter-ethnic rivalry we were able to go through as a them. But quite interestingly, that is not a clause or an act that led this military, led this ground element to cause us this monumental embarrassment as a Yoruba race. And I'm using this medium to denounce that Yoruba land and the entire good people of Yoruba land do not have this trait of rascality. I'm not known for this type of junketeering that Onitiri and is like. And I will not absorb Professor Banji Akitoye, Adegboye, and every other person who might be leaning towards the agitation for a new nation. Yes, having a new nation will birth a lot of new, greater ideas, but there are steps. Plebiscite, referendum, conversations need to be well in there. People need to really have a seat out, not some group of people running their personal frustration. Yes, it's the state, just as I rightly mentioned, that before now, we have had the colonization agenda. We have the Islamization agenda. Even former President Obasanjo admitted the Islamization agenda, and we saw it through the Ruga, through the taking over of various farms, and we saw killings in Southwest, provocative killings, and for God's sake, these are symptoms that could provoke the angel in the devil to act. So, in as much as these were just part of our history, I believe actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not just take this issue from the prism of law, but to look at it as a social justice interest. That how do we correct this anomaly happening in Igbo land, this anomaly happening in Hausa Fulani land, this anomaly happening in Yoruba land and Southern region, whereby natural resources and people's hard-earned resources will be taken over and 3% will be returned to them on the premise of PIAR, which are unlawful, ungrateful to the people of that region that hold those resources. If you have to talk about resource control through federalism, state and local government needs to control their own immediate region. They need to provide security, they need to provide economic balancing, and they need to provide a chart of development. But in view of that, the conversation will still continue for a total repeal of the 1999 Constitution. I'm not supporting a review because you cannot put something on nothing. You cannot put a review on a military decree. You are not the maker, you are not the author of that Constitution as a National Assembly. Now we have had over 5 sessions or 6 sessions of National Assembly, and we say we are not right enough as Giants of Africa to revisit that intonation of we the people that ever sat together. In as much as we believe in our oneness when we are playing Nigerian football, we believe in our oneness. We have this communism when it comes to other issues that affect all of us. We are all equal on the premise of poverty, on the premise of maladministration and corruption that is affecting us. But that is not a base or a reason to shut down Agodi by this disgruntled led group of Onitiri and his life. And Professor Banji Akitoye to hold up and begin to use this medium to retrieve. I will not say maybe we should throw the bad baby away with the bad water. We are all intellectuals. Every agitation will make a state to grow well. We all cannot be controlled. Some people will keep to agitate for freedom, while some will just believe that there is a route to freedom. We believe in the route to freedom, to ensuring that every citizen must be free on the premise of being a true Nigerian, and governance, not politics, must be part and parcel of our living. We are all Nigerians, and I'm admitting it now. Until when any other thing is still possible, we are all Nigerians. We are all Nigerians, and we must begin to look ourselves eyeball to eyeball. I can look out straight to another man and tell you, you are not more Nigerian than I. You don't
right.
tell me that you hold the entire legis of the country, you hold up everything, you hold up appointment under Buhari, even not under Buhari, everything has been changed. Every other region keeps agitating for resource control. No, we must begin to look at these symptoms in order to correct the future symptoms of our own children that will not begin to show themselves rocket and guns of same family of true Nigeria.
All right. Aare, Hassan, thank you so much. But before we go, let me go back to Maxwell. If at all you would like to just make some final contribution before we close the curtains.
Okay, again, these guys that were arrested, I think these guys were frustrated. And though, because of, maybe lack of good leaders, they were misled. But we cannot shy away from the frustration in Nigeria. If we continue to run Nigeria with this 1999 constitution, a quasi-federal constitution, Nigeria cannot be fighting Boko Haram in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, and also northeast and north central, and also fight Boko Haram in southwest. So my take home is that my appeal to the Nigerian government is to is to start with immediate effect the process of restructuring Nigeria towards what our fathers agreed with the British government in 1960, or possibly dissolve this amalgamation. Thank you very much. If they don't do this,
all right, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Banditry will continue. Yoruba Nation
and we definitely do not hope for that. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Maxwell Adeyemi, Adeleye, self-determination activist, and also former spokesperson of Ilana, Oodua worldwide, and also Aare Oladotun Hassan, President, Yoruba Council worldwide. Once again, gentlemen, thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you.
All right. And it's a wrap on today's episode. It's important we state that the opinions of our guest remains theirs and not that of News Central. My name is Dapo Adegboye.